American Girl is now accused of stripping away all innocence as part of the backlash to its new book titled A Smart Girl's Guide. With us now, KTTH, Seattle Talk Radio host Jason Rantz. Jason, it just blows me away. My girls loved American Girl dolls. We go to the store all the time. Well, now the brand is out with a new book called Smart Girl's Guide, targeting girls 3 to 12 years old. And in the guidebook, it says, quoting here, if you haven't gone through puberty yet, the doctor might offer medicine to delay your body's changes, giving you more time to think about your gender identity. If you don't have an adult you trust, there are organizations across the country that can help you. I mean, I feel like I'm being punked. Is this a joke? Is this some weird thing, Jason?
I mean, I really wish it was a warning to stay away from abusive doctors and abusive organizations, but unfortunately it's not. And I think that there are folks who legitimately think there are 3-year-olds out there who are saying to themselves, I don't think I'm a girl. I might be a boy. That just doesn't occur. There are transgender people, there's no doubt. There are gay people, there are straight people, there are bi people. However, at 3 years old, at 6 years old, at 8 years old, I'm sorry, but we're introducing this at way too young of an age. And I do think that part of this is to get them to reconsider their gender, because I think that they see this as an opportunity to not just, for lack of a better term, normalize transgenderism at a young age, but to convince more people that they are transgender so that it seems more acceptable when they get older.
I just want to get away from that topic and move on to Shark Week. Washington Post saying this about Shark Week. In a study published last month by the Public Library of Science, their research claims that Discovery's programming emphasized negative messages about sharks, lacked useful messaging about shark conservation, and overwhelmingly featured white men as experts, including several with the same name. Apparently, a couple of guys named Mike were overly offensive to this group.
I love this. So I've become slightly obsessed with this article because of all of the conflicts. It starts out by quoting a white woman, by the way, but a woman who is saying, hey, for all my life, I've been watching Shark Week and I never saw someone who looked like me. How would I know that I could become someone to study sharks? Then she literally started to study sharks. Like, she literally got into that field. And then, of course, in this article, they lean on a white dude to tell us that there are many women, particularly women of color, in this particular field. Why won't we give them any airtime? Dude, you are being quoted, so why don't you step down and let someone else talk? It is remarkable.
It is remarkable. Lastly, your favorite restaurant, I'm so sorry to say, robbed 18 times in 2.5 years. Serafina, the owner, Christian Chandler, says, quote, I mean, 18 times in 2.5 years is ridiculous. And, you know, the fact that I'm even reaching out to these council members and the mayor's office requesting all this help, just do something for us. You know, small businesses are the backbone of the city of Seattle. I see restaurants closing weekly, and there's more that the city could be doing to help us. Got a feeling he's not going to get much help.
He's not, and that's the unfortunate reality, and it's very clear that this is tied to the light on crime policies. He told me yesterday in an interview, out of 29 years, the first 29 years in business, he had about 5 break-ins. The last 2.5, he's had 18. And I think you can tie that directly to the defunding of the police, which, by the way, the Seattle Police Department was just defunded 80 positions permanently by the Seattle City Council. That was last week, despite all of what's happened and what's very clearly happening as a result of these moves. And then, of course, you and I have talked about the fact that you cannot pursue criminals. So if you're doing a quick smash and grab, like breaking into a restaurant, stealing all their wine, get into a stolen car, drive off, you're going to be fine.
You're going to be just fine. It's amazing. You know, listen, I hope your restaurant stays open because, you know, it's nothing better than a great Italian restaurant. Jason, good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, new information tonight that this